This is the story of how Houston coach Bum Phillips built his team with parts old, new, borrowed, and blue.
Love you blue, you know that we do. We'll always be true, 'cause we love you blue. Yes, we love you blue. Love your Houston spirit, always meet the test. The pride and joy of Texas, Oilers, you're the best. Love
The Houston Oilers, like their city, have grown and flourished during the past 5 years. A town and its team leaving the also-rans to join the elite. The master builder has been a Lone Star legend named O.A. Bum Phillips.
Well, when I first got the head coaching job, we didn't have a team. We had some players, but we didn't have a team. Well, now we've got some individuals that can play, and they're also team people. I think it takes a combination of utilizing the free agents, the draft choices, and the trades.
Bum placed this combination on a bedrock of inherited veterans like ageless Elvin Bethea, who in his 13th season made the Pro Bowl for the 7th time. Also on hand were Dan Pastorini and Ken Burrow, who over the years have averaged more than 43 yards per touchdown completion. Stability was found in Houston's pass coverage, where linebacker Greg Bingham specialized in the big play as well as the big stick. With quality veterans as a nucleus, Bum went to work in the draft.
Anytime you get ready for the draft and you pick a guy off that board, you'd better know something about him besides his height, weight, and speed. You'd better know what kind of kid he is inside, because no matter how good an athlete he is, if he doesn't fit in with the people you're going to put him with, he's not going to make it for you.
In the case of Robert Brazil, number 52, the kid on the inside was matched by the athlete on the outside. Robert Brazil, a heavy hitter from the draft, who quickly matured into an all-pro. Other draftees waited their turn to start, like wily Art Stringer, number 53, and J.C. Wilson, who was ready to step in when a hole opened at cornerback. Houston invested heavily in the defensive market during the 79 draft and came away with blue-chip commodities like safety Carter Hartwig and linebacker Darrell Hunt, number 50. Quarterbacks were spending too much time upright, so new rushmen were drafted. Mike Stensrud came from Iowa State, and Jesse Baker, number 75, scrambled over from Jacksonville State. The new players blended smoothly with veterans like Ted Washington. Baker adapted especially well. As a rookie, he led the AFC in quarterback sacks and lived the lineman's dream with the first touchdown of his young life. A wise draft choice can also deliver unexpected dividends. Number 45, Tim Wilson, was selected as a blocking back who could get out and lead the sweep. But Wilson also proved to have untapped abilities as a receiver and runner. Bum fleshed out his team with the draft. Rob Carpenter adding depth and desire to the backfield. David Carter, George Reiner, and Mo Towns providing punch along the offensive line. The Oilers' passing game was improved with the selection of sure-handed Mike Renfro. Renfro's body control was learned from his father, former All-Pro receiver Ray Renfro. Making the play-action work was an excellent pick from Louisiana Tech named Mike Barber, a tight end with talent and tenacity. The future required attention as well, and for Pastorini's backup, Gifford Nielsen was drafted from Brigham Young University. As a rookie, Nielsen stayed rosined up and ready, but did little more than watch. Still, he was prepared when asked to replace an injured Dan Pastorini in the third game of '79. Nielsen attacked the Kansas City Chiefs using all his resources, and one word summed up his performance: poise. Poise to hit the open man. Poise to set a playbook-perfect screen. Poise to complete 12 of 18 passes in leading Houston over the Chiefs 20-6. Once again, the draft had done its job, this time building backup strength which would be needed later. Bum also built with trades.
When you're on your way up, there are times when a trade is the only effective way to continue that step up the ladder. You can't wait until next year's draft to fill that need. You got to cure that ill when you get to it.
Punter Cliff Parsley cured an ill, as did center Carl Mock. Mock arrived from San Diego to anchor the middle of Houston's offensive line, while ex-Kansas City Chief Curly Culp was his defensive counterpart. Oiler trade supplied depth in the form of experienced receiver Richard Castor and a certified miracle from New England named Leon Gray, who arrived just when Houston's injury-ridden offensive line needed him most.
Did you ever think in your wildest imagination you could get a player of this quality in a trade?
No, usually if you get a guy that good, you got to raise him, and it takes quite a few years to do that. You know, you just hardly ever count on getting a already perfect football player that's not wore out. He can pass protect as well as he can run block, and he can do either one of them as good as anybody else in the league.
Gray complemented another trade that hadn't worked out too badly. No one even remembered what Houston had given up for the draft choice that turned out to be Earl Campbell. After the greatest rookie season in NFL history, Campbell was a marked man. Every pursuit angle intersected the path of the Tyler Rose. Still, he led the league a merry chase by adding some open field ad-lib to his power game. Incredibly, Campbell's second season was even more prolific than his first. Over 1,600 yards gained and 19 touchdowns scored, each one an Earl Campbell original. If the draft and trades gave Houston its muscle and bone, then free agents provided the heart and soul.
Free agents probably are the backbone of our football team. We've probably got as many free agents on our football team that are playing well for us as anybody in the league, and are proud of them.
Proud of men like number 69, Andy Doris, and number 47, Ronnie Coleman. Depending on free agent starters like Ed Fisher and number 70, Conway Hayman. Houston free agents came hungry and stayed involved, fueling the fire of Oilers special teams with quality players like Guido Merkins, Ken Kennard, Ted Thompson, and Boobie Clark. Bum was the ultimate equal opportunity employer, and nowhere was this fact more evident than in the Oilers secondary, where 3 free agents made the starting lineup. Mike Reinfeld responded by intercepting 12 passes and making the Pro Bowl. Cornerback Greg Stemrick was an aggressive unknown who got his chance in Houston and made the most of it. Making an immediate impact was Vernon Perry, a rugged, strong safety from the Canadian League. The three free agents teamed up to help Houston lead the NFL in interceptions. But of all the waiver wire heroes, a dreaming Austrian named Tony Frisch was the most unlikely. For years, Tony had claimed that he was football's best kicker. And in '79, this dream came true with field goal accuracy of 84%. So a free agent Austrian joined others who now shared a common goal. A team out to prove that it was pro football's finest. First, the state championship had to be settled.
Hello again, everybody, from Texas Stadium in Dallas. The NFL schedule makers could not have come up with a better pairing to help America finish off its Thanksgiving feast. For too many years, the Houston Oilers have been thought of as that other pro team in Texas, and this one's for more than just America's bragging rights. This one's for the Pro Football Championship of Texas.
Sets to throw, looks, he's going to go long. Has Drew Pearson at the 10, 5, touchdown, Dallas Cowboys. Well, they didn't waste any time. And on the fourth play,
Dallas struck first, but now Houston had the power to strike back just as quickly.
45, 40, he may go. At the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown to Tyler Rose. 61.
In a classic struggle between the two standard bearers of Texas football, the lead changed hands 5 times before, with proper dignity, Houston put the game away.
Play action, looking, going to go across the middle for Burrow at the 1-yard line, touchdown! Oilers lead it, 29-24.
In Lubbock and Laredo, Waco and Wink, Amarillo and San Antonio, they will talk about this game forever. The day Bums Bunch finally won the championship of Texas. But the world title still belonged to a friendly rival in Pittsburgh.
The biggest reason for our rivalry is the respect that we have for each other. Our football team respects Pittsburgh. They like Pittsburgh. They like the Pittsburgh players, and Pittsburgh feels the same way about us. You don't want a friend thinking you can't play. Anybody that's worth a dime on a football field wants the opponent to respect him, and more so if it's a friend.
They had played each other so often that both could negate the other's strength. Thus, every Pittsburgh-Houston game evolved into a toe-to-toe test of will, a 60-minute survival of the fittest. For the second straight year, Houston and Pittsburgh split their regular season series 1 game apiece. Both teams knew that somehow, when all was said and done, they would meet again to determine who would represent the AFC in Super Bowl 14. On December 23rd, the Oilers played their first home playoff game in 17 years. Houston was more than ready.
The NFL's leading rusher and running back from Texas.
This was single game elimination against the Denver Broncos, and Pastorini came out firing. Houston took the early lead, but ominous signs appeared. After 1/2 a play, Injuries had sent the heart of Houston's attack to the sidelines.
If you've just joined us, Earl Campbell is out of the ball game. Dan Pastorini out of the ball game. Ken Burrow out of the ball game. Houston leads 10-7. Morton back in the pocket, looking. He is in trouble. He's sacked way back at the 30-yard line. Curly Culp. Morton back in the pocket, looking. He's going to be sacked again. This place has erupted.
Throughout a courageous second half, the Oiler defense clung to its precarious lead by the slimmest of margins. Each time Denver threatened, Houston produced a game-saving play. In the end, Houston's 13-7 win was a testament to teamwork and a passport to round 2 of the playoffs. Yet joy was tempered by the price of victory. The 3 injured stars would not be able to play in San Diego as the blue turned to gold. But even in unfamiliar surroundings, the spirit of Texas burned brightly.
We knew we had our back against the wall, and everybody just kind of made their mind up that they were going to accept a little bit more of the load themselves. I don't think our football team was worried. They just felt like they were going to do whatever they had to do to win the ball game.
Lead by 7, they're trying to make it 10. Good pass from center, the ball is blocked. Vernon Perry picks it up, and we got a foot race. At the 40, at the 50-yard line, Fuller in pursuit, and he will knock him down at the 30-yard line.
And San Diego was driving for what looked like sure points. But all of a sudden, along comes Vernon Perry, and over on the sidelines, across the way from us, behind the Oiler bench, a lot of blue pom-poms are coming out, and they are waving them.
Get on in and take some lightning out of these charges.
The true test of team. T for the trade that brought Leon Gray and his all-pro excellence to the Houston offensive line. E for evaluating the heart of a third-round draft choice named Rob Carpenter, who arrived at the game on crutches and then threw them away to lead the Oilers in rushing. A for allowing backups to contribute, like Bill Curry, Conrad Rucker, Richard Ellender, and Boobie Clark. And M for the Mormon from BYU. Gifford Nielsen replaced Pastorini and took his lumps, then came back with poise to stand tall and do whatever it took. Yes, this was the team Bum had built. San Diego entered the game with the NFL's best offense, but Houston cut it off at the pass. The man most responsible was the Canadian refugee Vernon Perry. Perry turned in a performance that would be long remembered.
Could be the last play.
A day on which he could do no wrong.
He's going to go long, near side of the field. It is intercepted. Vernon Perry with his 4th interception. The Oilers will do it. They will be in the AFC Championship game again.
I said before the game we were short on manpower, but we were long on guts, and I was damn sure right.
The euphoria of San Diego carried Houston down a familiar road toward an elusive goal. Once again, Three Rivers Stadium the scene. Pittsburgh the opponent. A Super Bowl berth the prize. Vernon Perry had not cooled off yet, and he gave Houston a 7-0 lead. But the champions of the world would not release their title without a struggle. Then the course of the game changed on one pivotal play.
The pass to Renfro in the end zone that we had all of the squabble about, the thing that really hurts is the fact that it was a brilliant catch and it was erased. The kid made a fantastic catch and got no recognition for it. The decision was made that it was not a touchdown, and we had to live with it. Even though we didn't win the game, we think we can beat Pittsburgh. We still believe we can beat Pittsburgh.
Houston lost, but they did so with pride and respect intact.
I hope we don't have to play them 3 times next year, because it's a great football team over there. They got an awful lot to be proud of.
They got a good football club. They are right on our heels. We got to do some way. We got to find out some way to get them out the division, you know, because they are just a hell of a football team. That's all you can say about it. I mean, great athletes, great team, and gentlemen. About the thing.
There weren't but 4 teams left today playing football, and we were one of the 4. And I'm not going to let one ball game ruin a hell of a year. We had what I thought was a tremendous year by a bunch of football players that played their hearts out all year long, and I'm not going to let one game take away the taste of all those wins, I'll tell you that. Last year, we knocked on the door. This year, we beat on the door. Next year, we're going to kick it in.
Love